everyone, it's Cindy and welcome back to the channel. Today I am sharing with you a tropical fisherman's hut built in the world of Sulani. As you may know, I have been doing a lot of winter and Christmas themed builds recently because it has been that time of year. And for those of you like myself who may live in the northern hemisphere, I think we've all kind of reached that stage of winter where we're just kind of sick of the cold, and if you are in an area that gets a lot of snow and ice, those sorts of weather conditions. And so I decided let's do something a little bit different. So we're here in Sulani, basking in some beautiful sunshine and hopefully soaking up some warmth. And this build is actually inspired by that fishing rod object, the wall decorative object that came with the Everyday Clutter pack. And I saw that object and thought, oh, that's a really fun idea. I like that object. Let's build something based on that. So this is what I have built based on that object. So I hope that you enjoy it. This lot that I'm building on, like I said, is in Sulani. It is on the Lagoon Look, which is a 30 by 20 lot. It is approximately 35,500 simoleons. And this is a small house, so if you have tiny living in your game, this is only a 90 tile wide house, so it will give you some benefits such as having reduced bills, and if your sim has the happy, inspired, or focused emotion buffs, they will last longer. So if you enjoy this build, it is available on the gallery. You can find it using my EA ID or hashtag Hygge, that's HYGGEHAVEN. So it is available for download now, so do go and check that out, and if you'd like to add it to your game, that would be awesome. So as you can see here, I have made the build so far, and the idea behind the shape and the size of this build is that originally the build was much smaller, that this was just a very traditional, tiny fisherman's hut, and the original blueprint or footprint of the build was only like 3 by 3, which is the main section that you walk into in the hut. And the idea is that the family over the years or the current owner decided to expand on that super tiny original footprint, and they have added an addition, which is this slightly larger blue painted wood area to the right, to the side anyway of the original 3 by 3 section. And there's not a whole lot in the way of indoor plumbing, but there is a very tiny bathroom included, and of course the kitchen here. And then they probably also then added in the lofted mezzanine bedroom level later on as well. So this, this build is kind of changed over the years, and this is the current state of it. There's not a lot of appliances, as you can see in the kitchen space here. We have just a countertop oven. There is no cooker top. There is a coffee pot though, because I reckon, they're a fisherman or a fisher person. They probably get up really early in the morning, maybe grab a cup of coffee, head out on the boat, start fishing and so forth. Oh, and there I've just added in that fun Everyday Clutter fishing rod wall decor. And even the fridge is just a small little bar fridge, and you'll see here the TV that I've added in is a very old retro tube TV. So, we're not using like super modern fixtures, although granted the shower stall in the very tiny bathroom is pretty modern looking because I used the Snowy Escape one, but honestly I just did that because it is such a small space for a bathroom. I needed some sort of standing shower, and I've only just recently added Snowy Escape to my game, so it was new and I kind of wanted to use it. But otherwise, most of the appliances are on the older scale of things. And that just kind of fits in with the theme of the build. So, of course, most of the objects that I'm using in this build are going to be from Island Living. All of the doors and the wallpapers and the windows and so forth are all Island Living. But you'll see as I continue to decorate that there's also a significant amount of cats and dogs items in this build. And the reason behind that is, of course, Cats and Dogs was based on a New Hampshire kind of world, and there's a lot of maritime themed items in that pack, and they work perfectly with this build. So especially later on when I'm decorating the outside, which you see I just kind of flip to right now to do some of the roofing, which will change very shortly. I've added in a lot of things such as like the buoys and wall decor and things like that you can find in Cats and Dogs because they have a lot of like fishing nets and things like that that you can hang on the walls, and they fit in really, really well. So we're back inside here, and I'm just swapping out some of the lights for these beautiful Island Living ceiling fans. I don't use ceiling fans very often, but every now and then I remember, so I added them in. And you can see I'm putting a lot of mounted fish around on the wall because, of course, as a fisherman, you probably have that. And now we're moving into the bedroom, and I remembered belatedly that I wanted to make this into a lofted mezzanine bedroom. And then see here, I've removed that back roof area because I discovered that when I deleted the floor out in front of the window up here in the bedroom, all of a sudden all the roof pieces started to cut into the build. And I played around with it for quite some time, and I just couldn't get it to work. So I removed that one roof piece, and instead I put that kind of sunshade from the Desert Luxe kit over and added some pillars in, and actually I really like how it turned out. So it was a happy change to have to make in the end. I should also mention that here in the bedroom on the window side of the bed, when I play tested it, my sim wasn't able to get into the bed on that side. So you're either going to need to have them get into the bed here from the dresser side and scoot over, or if scoot doesn't work in your game or you just can't be bothered with doing that, just either remove the standing mirror and replace it with a floor mirror, or just nudge the mirror over so there's enough space for your Sims to walk past. But otherwise, everything in the build is fully functional, and it's just good for you to know that part. So we're back outside again, and I'm just doing some landscaping here. I didn't go well, I feel like I should say I didn't go over the top with the landscaping, but maybe I did. But I mainly just kind of concentrated on these two patches of palm trees and some ground foliage. There's a lot of like scrub grass you can see I'm adding in here because, you know, it's on the sand, so there's not a lot of greenery that's maybe going to be living in such a sandy area, but that beach grass works really well. I also go back in a little bit later and add some driftwood in, which looks really great. I've put in a horseshoe pit out here for a little extra entertainment for your Sims. And there's also some outdoor laundry because, again, we don't have a whole lot of space in the hut itself. And now I'm just adding in some more items. You'll see at the front, I put in the scuba fishing shelf thing. And I've added in like a cooler, so when your Sim comes back from fishing, they can put all of their fresh catches into the cooler, and there's the barrel grill. And I love these paper lanterns. This is one of my favorite parts that I added to the exterior. I just love how colorful they are, and I placed the kind of tiki pillars over top of the regular posts, and I love the way that looks. And I also really liked how I resized the lanterns and added another section of lanterns up on top on the second tier level as well. And it took a little fiddling to get them the right shape and size, but I think it works out in the end. And we've also got some fish traps here. Some of them are the usable traps from Island Living, and then I found some debug like lobster traps, so I've added those in. I also checked and made sure that the dock here is fully functioning. I did move the boat a little further back so that your Sims can use the ladder properly, and I swapped out the fishing sign to the proper fishing sign so you don't have to like stock the fish. You can just naturally fish there without having to worry about any of that. So yeah, we've got lots of decor here on the dock and just adding some lighting in, and that's pretty much it for the build. So if you enjoyed this, please go ahead and like the video, and why not take a moment to subscribe, and if you hit that notification, you'll be notified of new uploads. And that's pretty much it for today, so I'll leave you with the screenshots. Have a lovely day. Thanks for watching.